Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to ERC Masters. I'm your host tonight, Mr. Papa Goose, and I will be joined by Papa Wallace when I can actually invite the lad to the party so we can get this show on the road. As you may see, ladies and gentlemen, we are in Mexico this evening. A track with much a history here in F1, especially in the ERC calendar. We saw it be one of the first rounds in the last season of the ERC road trip around the world, where we saw some drama here on the Sunday, with title championship points vitally missed due to EA being EA, and also some unique choices of, I don't know, driving would probably be the words to use to describe what we saw here the last time we raced here on a Sunday. And guess what? I've been joined by Michael Wallace. How are you, Michael?
Hey!
How are you, matey?
Just a bit behind.
Just a wee bit behind. Well, it took them long enough to get us a lobby.
All right.
Yeah, I had to join off somebody else because everybody's decided to jump onto PC now, it seems.
All right. Yeah, I've noticed a couple of leagues that I am on Discord with, they're having problems with the server, so perhaps one of them EA things.
Must be. I was just talking about EA things, Michael. Just talking about that.
What were you saying?
I was just saying about the last time we raced in Mexico on a Sunday. Do you remember? Tire glitches.
Yes.
Walls
I do.
that magically appear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those things magically getting kicked out of the race when your connection is better than everybody else's, and yeah, we know it. We're waiting on a few people. We'll be underway for quali to start at 8:05, apparently, according to EXO.
Good old EXO. Some speak the truth.
Yes. So, Michael, tell us what we missed last week.
Right, let me have a little recap of myself.
Of course you can. We'll
yes,
come back
we had a cracking good race between Bird, Liam, EXO, top three. We had quite a few penalties. No DNFs, no safety cars, no virtual safety cars. But I think the Racing Bulls had a good... Hang on, let me check, Andrew. Just bear with me. Liam was the sole driver for Raging Bulls, Racing Bulls.
The Raging Bulls.
They joined Aston Martin at the top of the constructors, if I'm not mistaken. But no, you carry on, Andrew, because I'm really well behind and I've got all my stuff together.
Of course, Michael.
If you don't mind.
Oh, apparently, we're just waiting for everything to go. Bush Pig's in the chat. Up the Racing Bulls, he says.
Bush Pig.
How you getting on, lad? We shall transfer over to the live scene here in Mexico.
Do you want to know why I'm late, Andrew?
Doing good, Bush Pig. Why are you late?
Well, been to a bird auction today, haven't I?
Oh, what have you done?
Bought birds.
You bought more birds?
Yeah, but don't tell Julie.
Oh, well, we won't tell Julie. We won't tell Julie that you bought more burbs.
No, please.
It's
very close at the top now of the constructors.
I was having a wee gander myself. It looks rather
21
interesting.
Points.
Tell us more.
Yeah, 21 points separate the top four. Williams 215, Aston Martin 212, so there's just 3 points there. 2 points between Aston Martin and the Racing Bulls, 210. Red Bulls only 194, Ferrari 181, McLaren 171. So them top six, there's not much between. I'm getting feedback, Andrew.
How are you getting feedback?
I don't know, I can hear myself think.
Have you still got the stream on in the background, Michael?
I've not switched it on yet.
I don't know. Well, it should be.
Anyway,
okay.
Haas 142, Alpine 132, Mercedes 58, and Sauber yet to score 8 rounds of the season. No score. Bird leads the Drivers' Championships, 21 points between himself and Liam. Bird on 179, 1584, Liam 139 XO, MK7 109, Captain Morgan 102, in XRT Inside 96, Orgo 92, Business Casual 87, Smugget 78, Ellison 65, Waldo 58, Jelly 57, Scar 54, Kenny's Ghost 50, Master Bear 44, whoever that is, 42, Tiny on 33, and PDMB on 30, and that's your top 18. There's a lot more, but and we've had contract changes as well.
Tell us about that, Michael.
Right. Bear with me. Let me find it. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Hang on. We've had not that many movements because we haven't had that many people rejoining the Masters League on a Sunday because it seems to be fed up with the game.
Do not blame them.
Anyway, here we go. All in a nutshell. So, Exo has made the switch from Ferrari to McLaren, where he will be their solo driver. Smugget replaces Exo at Ferrari. Smugget's move has left a seat open at Alpine, and too good a chance to miss. Tiny didn't think twice to accept it, saying that the original Alpine driver Scar has vacated and accepted the challenge to make Williams great again. And considerable pay rise has been his reward. Red Bulls keep the existing lineup of Captain Morgan and All Gold. Kenny's Ghost, as well as Exo, left the Ferrari camp, and Kenny's Ghost has filled a seat at Mercedes after Rank and Nathan have defected. XRT Insiders stopped at Haas, and Liam has stayed faithful for Racing Bulls, as Bird in the Aston Martin, who, with his new contract, has a whopping target, 158 points.
Well, he certainly had the ability to do it last year.
Oh, yeah.
So, as long as he can keep up the good form, we could see him on the top step once again.
Well, Andrew, I don't mean to interrupt you, but he's got the first 7 races, he's received 179 points, so he could capable. Oh, we're off. We're going.
We are off. We have started the one-shot qualifying here in Mexico. The only... I believe this racetrack is the only race held below sea level. Am I right in saying? Or is it actually on a hill, this one? I can't remember. But from what I'm aware, there is some aero deficiency around this track. Whether it's properly modelled in this fucking god-awful game is a different story. But a lot of teams will have had to think about thinking towards aerodynamics on this circuit. How can they make their car as aerodynamically sound as physically possible? And that's the biggest issue that you have when it comes to tracks like this, where they're incredibly fast-paced, especially through Sector 2 and into Sector 3, which we saw Captain Morgan take just now. He's coming into the stadium section within Sector 3. He's just coming through the second last corner right now under the Qatar Airways billboard. He goes round the final corner. He's going to finish his qualifying in P7, so not a bad run there for the Red Bull driver. The track relying quite heavily as well on mechanical grip, something that these F1 cars, while they don't seem particularly suited for mechanical grip, they are definitely capable of the idea surrounding camber, toe, and all of the little gubbins that you can change on suspension arms, which I won't bore you with. But these cars are, I would say, genetically modified to do anything and everything on any racetrack, to be honest. And this is the argument that I have, is why the hell are they only racing on Grade 1 circuits? They should be racing on tracks like Road America, which is classed as a Grade 2 track, apparently, because it's all grass, runoffs, and gravel. Which, to be honest, 9 out of the fucking 10 F1 racetracks that you could pick off the top of your head all were grass at one point. the exact same time that was
Yep.
classed as a Grade 2 circuit. So, how the fuck are we not in Road America, which is one of the coolest racetracks of all time? Road Atlanta follows with that. I can understand why they don't race at Daytona, but, I mean, like I said, America's got so many nice racetracks, but yet we decide to go and fill a fucking parking lot in
No,
Miami,
it's
which,
stupid.
can I just say, 40 miles away, Sebring. Fucking Sebring.
Sebring.
Don't
It,
wanna toot my own horn or something, but even though the track is incredibly bumpy, well, so's fucking every other racetrack in the fucking world, it seems, especially when you build it on a car park. So,
if you're racing on it, deal with it.
yeah, fucking deal with it.
Oh, I'm not
Listen,
racing there. It's
here,
got a bump in it.
here, just to say this right now, endurance racing drivers race on it when it's incredibly bumpy, so why isn't F1? Just saying. They do it for fucking 12 hours at a time. These guys only have 2.5
Can't
hours.
answer that. Can't answer that.
Shite.
Anyway, Andrew, this circuit that we are on tonight, this Doofa, what's it called? The Autodrome Hermanos Rodriguez, right? I've got a little bit of information here for you. It's designed as his thesis by student Oscar Fernandez in 1953. The circuit has an elevation of 2,238 meters. The thin air causes difficulties for both the drivers and their cars. It also reduces the levels of aerodynamic drag that cars experience, meaning that higher downforce setups can be used with less impact on straight line speed. You were right, Andrew. You're never wrong when you're right.
I'm telling you now, I came out with the wrong thing first and I corrected myself because I am fantastic. We are go here on the hills of Mexico City. And
Our
we've got a
favourite
couple of people in the
person.
chat. Mo Sullivan says up the ERC. Sophie's jumped in the chat saying hello. Hello, Sophie. How are you? Nice to see you again.
Deuce. How do Sophie and Mo Sullivan? How are you? Long time no speak to. Long time no speak. No long time no hear. No long time no see. But you've got a nice car.
Well, listen, we've got a ton of people in the chat right now. We want to have you guys chatting with us throughout the race. We're going to be interacting with you all race. While the racing may not have the most drivers we've ever seen, please stick about, have a chat with us. It's been a while for some of you guys. It's been 2 weeks for me because last week I was incredibly just crippled with a massive fuck off headache.
Andrew, sick note.
I technically did have a sick note, and I gave you a sick note.
Well, HR never saw it at this end.
Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to go and speak to my manager.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, go and speak to my manager. Let him know about your grievances.
And I'll
about
tell
me
him
not
my
turning up for work
thoughts.
then, huh?
I'll tell him my thoughts as well.
You will. I will get him on the phone for you in a bit if you're asking.
As long as it's not Paul, I'm not bothered.
As long as it's not Paul.
Yeah. Can't be doing with him today.
You can't be doing with Paul today. Well, don't worry. Paul's actually on holiday at the moment.
Where is he? Where's he gone?
He decided that since he got back from his trials and tribulations and after releasing his book on how to build a Ford Fusion with a V8 engine, he's decided that he was going to go to some beautiful islands, to be honest. He decided to do the sort of journey of Captain Cook. Like the Cook Islands, New Zealand, Christmas Island, all that stuff. So he's decided to take off and do that. He's decided to do it in a 12-foot yacht. God knows why, but he said he wanted the challenge, so he's decided he's actually going to do that. And you'll never guess what type of engine he's put on it, an outboard engine.
Go on.
He's put a fucking V8 engine from a Ford Fusion on it.
Does it surprise me?
No, he loves it, man. He loves it. He loves the V8 supercars V8 engine. So he's bought another one. This one was actually from the one and only Squad Fam in New Zealand, and we actually are racing. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a bit, chat.
Who's that?
EXO is off racing. He's side by side with Liam Hardman already down the straight. An excellent launch there from the RB driver. as he's going to be first into corner 1 on this track. He's actually getting pressured from behind Exo as Smug Git tries to go down his inside line. He's going to be protected here as well. There's a bit of carbon fibre flying off some cars as well that just kind of went flying off the track there, Mike. I don't know if you could maybe do some, damage checks on every other car, but it did look like there was a bit of contact from the front cars. Scar Trek is up to P5 already, and Exo's dropped down to P3.
Jelly's up 6.
Jelly's up 6. We got any damage to some front wing components?
Can't. Hang on. They're going too fast, Andy. Tell them to slow down a minute.
Well, listen, I don't think they will, just because of the fact that there is no safety car, Michael. But see if you go and shoot one of their tyres out with that 50 cal I gave you earlier.
Shh, don't tell everybody.
Well, listen, it's a toy gun, okay? It's just a toy gun.
I can't see any damage on anybody.
Well, it must have been some side pod damage then. I'm not sure exactly why that carbon fibre went flying, sprinting off
Kenny's
the track.
ghost. Wing end plate missing.
Aye, so it was Kenny that got the damage, but here we go. Exo using the slipstream on Smug Git to try and get past him, and that's going to be quite costly for him. It does look like he's got quite a lot of downforce on that McLaren compared to the Ferrari, as Bird is also trying to sneak up on the inside line here on Smug Git, but he's not going to get that move done just yet. He was looking though. I'm just having a look behind. Not sure there's much to really see except from this front three in second, third and fourth. I'm just looking. Liam Hardman 1.7 seconds ahead already.
He's gone, hasn't he?
In the first lap of this race. Caution sector 1. Just realised track map is not enabled because that's helpful.
That's a Ferrari.
10-second penalty for PDMB. Corner cutting. I would assume.
Naughty boy.
Yeah, I'm assuming he went flying off the track and tried to recover. But Bird not managing to hold on to Smug Git through the straight there with the DRS open. And Hexo making a few mistakes in the stadium section.
Couple of standings tonight. PDMBs are standing at Ferrari and Jellies are standing at Racing Bulls.
Is your microphone close to your face, Michael?
I can't hear you.
How can you not hear me?
No.
Because your headset's not on your head, Michael. As Smug Git gets past Exo into turn 1. Goes deep though. This could open the door for Exo to try and get back in. No, it doesn't. Smug Git keeping the place for P2 on lap 3 here in Mexico. Jelly not too far behind that. The RB's currently sitting P1, P5 in this race.
Go Smuggy bit.
The words to use to that is riding the bull.
2 weeks. It's 2 weeks since Sophie's been on it. It feels like 6 months. PDMB
you need to be here every week, Sophie. I don't know why you're not. Yeah. Even if I'm not here.
Put new mediums on and fix that little end plate.
And here we go, Bird. Trying to put a little bit of pressure on his South African brethren in front of him. I'm seeing where this is going to end up down the straight. Loads of different colours represented here in what would only be considered as one of the most colourful cities in the world.
I'd love to go to that carnival, mate.
What, the Carnival of the Dead?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd feel like I want to be dead.
You'd fit in well there, you would.
Of argy bargy there from Smug Git, who managed to try and retain some position there. Gets caught on the curb, however, on the exit of turn 3.
3 wide. Go on.
A little bit of contact there from Bird as he tries to let Jelly know that that was not acceptable, his move. Jelly trying to make inroads early on in the RB.
It's a bit rough, mate, isn't it?
Just a tiny bit. They're getting a bit scrappy in these new cars, some of them.
They're getting a bit scrappy. We need a referee, I think, Andrew.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the referee that I witnessed the other day in the Wrexham match. Don't even understand that one, to be honest. There was a couple of fucking clear-cut decisions that were rather shit. Oh, and then the fucking Falkirk Partick Thistle game. Jesus, Partick player was well offside, Michael. I don't fucking understand how that goal stood. For them to win it against Falkirk. Oh, and here we go. Overtake to be done now from Bird. Jelly does not have any ability to defend himself against that one. As we say, the DRS is super strong. But the move's been completed. And Bird back up into P3. Couple of positions lost. Again and again. It's just not ideal right now for them. Smugget is dropped all the way down into P6.
He has, hasn't he?
He's really dropped off the pace in the last few laps.
Ask you a question, Andrew.
Yes.
Right. How many games did they play in the Scottish Premiership?
I think it's 20... No. Scottish Premiership. It's 30... Isn't it 36 games that they play?
Is it? They're on 34, haven't they? They've got 2 games left.
It's 36 or something. Yeah, don't even ask me about how County did yesterday. We just can't wait to be relegated, I think.
I'm not mentioning it because
didn't deserve to even
don't deserve it
with that performance.
I don't think they deserve to be down there, to be honest with you.
No. It's the team and the management don't make it any fucking helpful. I think I've fallen out of love out of Don Cowie's management style, but here we go. A bit of side-by-side contact there with Scartrix as he's trying to get past Jelly into turn 2. It wasn't going to go well, even if he did attempt to send it in there for Scartrix, because I think Jelly has got that mindset of quite aggressive defending tonight. He's got up into those podium positions, and he's going to try and fight his way to the end, I think. It's going to be a rather interesting race. I believe Jelly is going to be acting like a blocker for Liam Hardman today.
Oh.
I think that's his role, if I've read that transfer correctly. Now Smugget picking up a 3-second time penalty. He's down in P8 now. He's definitely got some form of damage, I think, Mike. There's no way you lose just 2 positions per lap like that.
Who's this Smug? I'm on board with Smug now. I can't see any damage visually.
Yeah, we all know how this game works, though. Doesn't make a fucking difference if you see.
Saying that, both himself and Allgold were a bit squirmish around the last corner. But whether he's got underfloor, I don't know.
Scartrix now trying to get past Jelly. Jelly has no speed in a straight line right now in comparison to Scartrix's Williams. That was a very quick overtake. Over and done with.
We got plenty of time
using the DRS to try and pull further away.
Sophie says it's 38 games.
It's 38 games. Yeah, actually, that is correct, because County
is it? Because she's not. What's her name? With all due respect, Sophie, I'm not being sexist or anything like that. But we did say Scottish Premiership, not the English Premiership.
No, that's right. I think she's right, because County's got Hearts next weekend. Then we've
Fair
got
enough,
St
Sophie.
Johnstone.
Fair enough, love. No, forgive me.
Yeah,
forgive me
right,
for doubting.
It's not 2 games left. It's 4, I think, because we've got a midweek game as well.
Hang on a minute. What's sexist got to do with the comment that I made then? Why did they say I was being sexist? Wasn't being sexist, was I?
No, you weren't being sexist. Why did you bring it up?
I don't know.
Michael!
I don't know.
You're trying to open yourself up to be, like, splatted by politicians.
Is there anybody big enough to splat me, Andrew? Bring it on.
No, Michael, we're trying to go 3 wide into turn 1 here. Scartrix was able to fend off Jelly, but Birds managed to use the DRS to pull himself up again. There's not really much in it, though, Michael. I will say that much.
No, say Exo's pulled that gap on Liam. Liam's dropped a few seconds that lead because it was near enough 4 seconds and it's coming down. He's coming down a lot. Exo's within 2.5 seconds of him now.
But look at the gap between Bird and EXO.
I know. Who'd have thought? Do you know what was a lovely thing to see on Thursday night?
What did you see?
EXO and Bird raced with SRC on Thursday. I thought it was wonderful. Wonderful.
They're trying to keep their talents fresh, I would assume.
I think it's brilliant, really. Because they have been at loggerheads and two leads for a while.
Yeah. I feel like Simtech was created out of spite in comparison to ERC. And we can't argue those points. Can I just say that?
You
like to
are
say that
forgetting one thing, Andrew. I am an owner of SRC,
I
and
know you are.
I'm ringing my solicitor up now.
Oh, you are? Right, okay, no problem.
Right.
Well, Michael, you can tell
It's
your
a good job
solicitor...
he's engaged. He's engaged. It's a good job he's engaged.
Yeah. I was just going to say, see your solicitor. See when he does pick up the phone. I've got a message for him.
Don't swear, Andrew. Don't swear.
Well, no, I'm not going to swear, because in a court of law that wouldn't stand, would it? So, if he's got anything to serve me, whether it's a lawsuit or anything like that, I'm only asking out of, just generosity. If he would like to do it, then he can meet me at the pub.
Would you turn up at the court of law, though? You might get toothache.
No, I would turn up.
Can't even turn up to commentate.
Michael, I would turn up to the court of law because I would represent myself and win.
You're a bugger, Andrew.
You know me better than I know myself, Michael, and you cannot tell me that if I didn't become a lawyer in a previous life. Oh, and that was a Haas by inside.
Oh yeah, inside.
He went round, and he's got damage to add to his troubles.
Feel sorry for inside. I do as well.
But yeah, going back to my previous, but if I didn't. Come on, I was definitely a lawyer in my previous life. Or a politician.
You've got
a better politician than what we got now.
You've got what it takes to be a politician and a lawyer, Andrew.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Some people have actually said to me, why did you not go in to do politics? And I said, well, simply because I don't like bureaucracy.
When I actually do decide to divorce Ricky's mum, you are representing me, Andrew.
Oh, let's do it. Now listen, I don't do a lot of reading into the court of law, right? I just know basic rules. Okay.
You just stand for the rights of Papa, don't you, really?
I stand for the rights of Papa. I stand by the rights of the fact that you're a human being and you've got a right to choose.
Yeah, inside in the pits.
And also, I could also bring up the Equality Act.
Fair enough.
The Equality Act, hold on, let me just make sure it's correct. Okay, it's the Equality and Diversity Act 2010. And I can state that because you are a human being and you live on Earth, you have the right to choose.
Yeah, don't bring gender into it.
Want to be. Yeah, you know it. And I'll just make sure that when you do divorce Ricky's mum, that we just make sure in the paperwork that she doesn't screw you out of money. Because I know how to do that part. I'll make sure she ain't getting a dime, mate.
Fair enough.
It's your money, mate.
Fair enough.
Is that why you spent most of it on birds?
Shh. Not too loud.
But, right, hold on. What's Sophie saying in the chat? I can barely read it at the moment. English is 38 as well, but that's Premier League, Championship, League 1 and League 2 are 46. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, that is very true, because they've got to play extra games during the week. It's quite tight schedule. That's probably why Crew are shit.
Right, I've done nothing but stand by you in Ross County. for 2 seasons, Andrew. And
Michael,
you
you
just said
cannot
that.
tell me the Crew didn't fuck it up for themselves this season.
Yeah, but there's reasons for it, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always a reason. What do you reckon were the reasons that Crew fucked it up, Michael?
Because they didn't. What's in the close season? They bought experienced players with a track record of injuries, so they were cheap.
Yeah.
And what you've got to remember, Crew have got the lowest budget in the entire English Football League, plus 75% of the National League have got a bigger budget than Crew.
Get that was a naughty, naughty tap. He's just lost his front wing as well.
And we had 3 players sent off yesterday, 2 in normal time and 1 after the game.
Lovely.
There's something not right. Something not right there.
Something's
It's like
changed.
we like Walsall, right? Walsall were 12 points clear at the top of the league just after Christmas. Crew were second. Now Walsall look favourites to go to the playoffs, and Crew are down in P13 now.
Crew had an opportunity.
Yeah, fucked up.
They fucked
Big
it.
style.
Because if they had gained promotion, they would have got more deals for money. Oh,
Yeah.
Scar Tricks losing the back end a little bit there.
Yeah, Reading's another one.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm just a bit
let's
upset that.
Let's talk motor racing.
Yeah, talking about motor racing, right? It's been confirmed. I'm going to Daytona.
Oh.
Going to Daytona, Michael. There's going to
And
be no
what date?
racing on, but I'm going to Daytona.
There'll be something on.
Oh well, I'm not bothered. We're gonna go middle of the week, on one of our days, just because we're gonna do a whole day in Daytona. So we're gonna do Daytona Beach.
Yeah.
We're gonna go and do Daytona International Speedway, and then just off the beach there's the motor racing museum, the Daytona.
There'll be something on at Daytona. It's never empty Daytona. Even at night time, there'll be women lifting t-shirts on the back of convertible cars, plus pillions on racing on road bikes. So you just put your mirror lens sunglasses on, then you can't see you looking.
Yeah, of course.
I've got 38 pairs if you want a pair. One for each eye.
Yeah, because you're 38i, do you?
Yep. Half an eye for every year I've lived.
That's about right, isn't it? But listen, right, Michael, right? I love Florida. I can't wait to go back. Really excited because I think we were just talking about it this week because my dad's paid it all now, so I just owe him money, which is the fucking bollock part. But I'm, and I've done Disney. The last time I went, it was with my sister, right?
Mm.
My sister was young, so she got to experience Disney for the first time, and that was rather awesome. Now I'm getting to go with my girlfriend, who's never experienced Disney like this. She's never even been to Disneyland Paris, so this is gonna be fucking epic for her, and I can't wait.
Going to be an eye opener for her, definitely.
Yeah, I'm super excited for her.
Do you know what one of my big mistakes was when I went to Disney? Bought a turkey leg when I walked in.
Oh god.
So I had sticky fingers, a full belly. I was sucking bits of turkey out of my teeth all day while I was there.
Yeah.
So don't buy a turkey leg when you get in there.
Do it.
In fact,
do
don't
it at
do all.
lunchtime.
No, don't do it all. They're horrible.
But
I think Smugget's got damage. He's
he
suffering.
definitely has some sort of damage. I will say that much. He had front wing damage before, and I don't know if he's actually pitted to get it fixed.
Oh! Somebody's going in pits. Who's that? It's a race. It's Cash App.
Ellie.
Jelly's in. Let me have a look. I'll watch Jelly, see what's happening.
But like, so chat, you're sitting in here watching right now. There's 7 of you in here. I can see you all. Okay. Tell me, if you've not been to Florida, what is your favorite holiday you've ever been on? If you've ever, it doesn't have to be abroad, but like your holiday. What's your
Tenerife.
favorite holiday you've ever been on? Michael, I know your favorite holiday is Tenerife.
Medium
That's why you
tyres
keep
for
going
Jelly.
back.
Medium tyres, no wing change, just with medium tyres.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. But chat, tell me, where has been your favorite holiday that you have experienced? Could be in the same country you live in now. Doesn't make a difference. I don't care. It's a holiday. Your favorite holiday. Tell me. That's what I want to know.
I could interrupt you. The first week I was at Disneyland was my favourite week I think I've ever had abroad. But it got too rather tiring after that. New Zealand was nice. That was good.
Yeah. Sophie says never been abroad, so probs either Devon or Weymouth. Why'd you go to Weymouth? I've heard it's a bit of a dump. Devon's quite nice though. Sorry, probably just shitting on anyone that's from Weymouth.
I went Weymouth once and it was full of old women.
Yeah. Right up your street then, Michael.
Bingo.
Did you go and play bingo with the bingo wings?
I was only about 10 or 11 when I went. Sorry for
Weymouth is
coughing
good.
down everybody's
Yeovil
ear
is
roll.
just absolute shite. Okay. Okay, so fair enough. Yeovil Town Football Club.
I went to Yeovil, watched Crew about 5 or 6 years ago.
Was it shite?
Shite. Got changed in the port cabin.
Sounds about right. It's the English Football League for you. EXO has overtaken Liam Hardman now for the lead.
Oh shit!
And
Yes.
he's sitting quite well right now at pacing through his tyres. Mediums seem to be doing the business at this early stages of the race. Red's managing to hold on though with his hard tyres.
So what's happened to Liam then?
Do you know, I actually think he is just struggling for full-on pace just now in the RB. We know that the McLaren is a much more superior car.
Yeah, but he was 3.5 seconds ahead after 3 laps, 4
Yeah,
laps.
I'm wondering if he's just losing a bit of concentration, Mike. Just a tiny bit of concentration. You know how that is. Like, that concentration can be life or death in these situations.
Oh, you got to be in the groove.
Yeah, you got to be in the groove. Well, chat, like, I'll tell you my favourite holiday, and I think you'll probably, if you've never been, you'll probably maybe be a bit questioning of the fact, but, and like, Mike will tell you all about the issues we had going there, but the best holiday I've ever had was Rhodes.
Yeah,
I just thought, you know, I've had loads of holidays, but the freedom and enjoyment of being away, and also just enjoying Greek culture is something that I so dearly love. I love Greek culture, I love Greek food, I love the Greek people. I think they're some of the most welcoming and politely mannered individuals you'll ever meet. And I just love them. I love the language, and I think the architecture, the Greek and ancient Greek, and even after ancient Greek architecture on Rhodes, there's a lot of history. I mean, dating all the way back to prior to the ancient Greeks, talking about the sort of barbaric times at which many settlers lived, and then going into a more conformed, structured way of living under the, you know, the prior Hellenic Empire, you know, before it was Greece, essentially. It was ancient Greece, which we know it as, but here's something for you, Mike. Did you know that ancient Greece was not actually ancient Greece? As we know, just Greece. It's not just one big country. Did you know that it was actually specifically 3 large city-states that ruled all of Greece?
Mm.
in its main periodic existence. And the place that we stayed in Rhodes, where Rhodes is, was classed as the Ionian
Ionian.
city-state. Yes. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Bird trying to go down the inside of Scar into turn one. He's going to be pressured to get in that position. A little bit of wheel banging going on, being dragged off the track there. Did Liam Hardman. Liam Hardman. I did say Scar Tricks, didn't I? Because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But Liam Hardman was the one in the battle because Scar's 5.7 behind. He's not able to gain any ground. He's actually falling into the clutches of the Red Bull of Captain Morgan. And I'll say as well, Bird finding his way past at turn one there, giving him a little bit of a boost in confidence, if I do say so myself.
I like that boost in confidence. I like that.
Just having a wee look now at those tyres, if it would let me, please. Those hards look okay, bit blackened. And it's gotten quite dark here.
It has gone dark.
In Mexico City. We do have a little bit of racing going on right now, which is entertainment value. Now, Bird going for the lead of the race. He's up into P1 now. DRS doing the business for that one. And Captain Morgan managing to get past Scar Trick now, who's struggling right now, to say the least. He's not able to capitalise on any of the medium tyre pace that he once had. But yes, no, Michael, I loved Greece. I do love Greece, and I'm doing my my gym instructors course, the level 2 gym instructors course. And one thing we talk about is that it's a good diet. That was a bit of rain. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. But yeah, we talked about a good diet, and one thing that many people actually didn't understand, there was a little bit of wheel banging there. That's been dragged off the track for EXO, struggling to slow down. I think that rain has made this track incredibly slippy, Mike.
Well, wet on tarmac. Hot tarmac, humidified tarmac isn't a recipe for safe driving, is it?
No. Do you know why?
Go on.
Well, water is wet. We all know that. Okay? But when you add humidity into the mix in a, lesser environment of oxygen, which is up here, 2,000, is it 2,000 meters, 2,000 feet?
2,200 meters.
2,200 meters above sea level, so 2.2 kilometers above sea level, right? This physicality around the track and the tires, when you add in water, normally rain comes in this form here when the humidity is high, and when humidity is added to the mix, you actually get quite a lot more resistance, because there's a lot more than just oxygen, nitrogen in the air right now. There's actually a lot more water vapor applying pressure onto the cars, therefore they struggle. They actually gain more traction at high speeds than they do at low speeds, because the car will struggle to essentially control itself in these conditions because they've got no air, especially when it's wet. And also running theory that was created many years ago about the slick tyre is when you have gaps on the circuit, such as asphalt. Asphalt does have natural gaps to allow for grip, because that's the way stones and stuff are laid. You actually create tiny air pockets, and when that is got a lot more water vapor and a little bit of pressure behind it when the tyre goes over it, sometimes that pressure is enough to stop that tyre from making full contact with the ground. So that's where this sort of, water plus, high altitude doesn't mix, and you can see the entry and exit speeds are a lot lower now that rain has started to fall. There's a bit of camber and
Kenny
slide going on,
Kenny is the first to put the inters on.
and I don't blame him. Track's definitely
P-
not wet enough yet, but all it takes is for that
PDMB's
track
followed.
to get a little bit more damp, and that's it.
PDMB's on the inters as well. And we've got yellow flag caution, and that is a blue one. I think it's all gold, I think.
No, I think it's. Is it not?
No, it isn't. Tiny. Yeah, tiny. Sorry. Apologies. All gold. Getting strung out a bit now.
Yeah, starting to build a bit of momentum up front is Bird, 3.2 seconds ahead of
Oh,
the
they're coming
rest of
in
the
now
grid.
thick and fast. Thick and fast coming in the pits.
Oh, struggling for a bit of traction out of there is EXO, Liam Hardman.
These
Also a
three are
little
going to
bit.
suffer. They're only just coming out of sector 2. Coming into sector 2. I think these are going to suffer. I think they're going to lose a lot of time.
Yes, definitely. I would agree that we are going to lose a bit of time here. That rain has started to create little puddles on the side of the track.
Ooh, don't go near them. Don't go near them curbs. Deadly. Oh,
Especially
look
when
at
there's
it
only
now. Not very nice, is it, around these the curvy section there?
I'm convinced that, do you know when they try and make these F1 tracks safer, they actually make them more of a fucking death trap.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that said before.
I actually drove the new Monza on on a
Sorry.
game. I was on Le Mans Ultimate, right? And you know how we talked about
Oh,
turn 1 at Monza?
EXO through a
Yeah, he's in the
dummy
pits.
to Liam.
And that's EXO and, sorry, Bird in the pits as well. Liam Hardman staying out.
Through him a dummy.
Yeah. There's actually a little bit of wind in it, Michael. There's a tiny bit of wind.
You've got wind.
No, there is a tiny bit of wind on the track right now.
Oh, I see. Ooh, drifting is Liam. I bet he's cursing EXO.
No time to be upset. You've just got to race. As many a race engineer has said.
DRS, DSS, disabled.
Smug get Jelly in the pits also. Scartrix still managing to maintain a 5-second gap to EXO after all of that. He does have Captain Morgan for company just now. Bearing in mind there is no DRS now, so Captain Morgan not able to do much other than try and race his car to the best of his ability.
Well, I've just realised something. Now, will you be as shocked as me after I've realised something? And that is, we're a third of the way through the race. I thought that was.
We are?
Yeah. Isn't it shocking?
It is quite shocking. Now, since I've got 7 people in the chat, Michael, I kind of actually want to engage with you guys a little bit more, right? I want to talk to you. We've been having a couple of discussions over the past few weeks that have been, you know, constructive discussions. A little bit of, you know, understanding about where this game is actually heading. Now, International Paddock as an entity thrives specifically on individuals like yourselves jumping into our streams week in, week out, interacting with us, knowing how you guys get on every day, how your week was, is the highlight of me and Mike's week, so we enjoy jumping in with you guys on a Sunday. However, we understand the way that the F1 game is going, and it's sometimes not
long to go now.
It's not the way that a lot of us actually want the F1 game to really go, and I think some of us are close to packing it in. Now, I don't want that. I think there's a lot of history here in ERC and in other leagues, but you know, we want to get your opinion on a couple of propositions that have been thrown our way. What would you like to see on International Paddock? Is it just purely racing content you want to see? And if so, what type of racing do you want to see on here? Is there still room for F1, an international paddock, or has the racing community rather had enough of the F1 game altogether, rather race on other platforms? What's your guys' views? Do you want to see more racing from us?
Good
Or do
question.
you want
Good
to see other
question.
games broadcasted on here? Other forms of esports and amateur esports as well? That's what we want to know. Um, we're
We give what the public wants.
yeah, we're trying to give you guys a service that you can rely on and enjoy. We want to make sure you guys have your enjoyments and what you guys want to watch every week. That's what we want to provide. Obviously, racing is one of those things where some weeks it provides great racing, other weeks it provides a rather boring and blah racing experience. You know,
Let's be honest, Andrew. Right, so with the exceptions of Sunday. No, oh, that's wrong. I've worded that wrong. They're only here for me and you,
yeah,
not for the racing. It's either Song of Praise or Papa and Andrew. So they
yeah.
choose us.
So tell us what you want to see, chap, because we
Tell us what
feel
you
the
want.
shift. We feel the
What you,
shift in what's going on in the F1 community at the moment. We see the rather blasé approach to attending races as drivers, to enjoying content created specifically for the F1 game. I've been doing a lot of stat crunching as of recent, reading, looking, paying attention to your big F1 content creators, watching what they're doing, because that has an impact. They don't realise it either, but that has an impact on how we view the game.
yeah.
Lucky for a lot of you guys, I don't actually physically watch people like Tiamat Marduk and Arva quite a lot. I actually don't. I haven't watched any of their content over the last while, but I have been looking at their stats, their viewer retention over the past few weeks, and I've seen his fucking shite. It is rather shite. You know, you can see that there is very little love for this game. There's less love for this game than many a game I've witnessed, and that's Tiny decided to call it quits today on lap 28. He's given up the ghost. He would have
Baby's
just
crying.
completed lap 27 there.
Baby's crying. He's going to do his daddy's duties.
He's off to go and do daddy's duties. Yeah, that's fair enough. But listen, I mean, I don't know. I fell out of love with this game. It's fucking
Ages ago, wasn't it?
about the month after it came out, when I realised it was just a reskinned version of F123 again, and it was the same shit in a different box. It's been exactly the same game. It's been limited in its capabilities of providing any enjoyment. I don't know why Tiny's cars decided to come back out the pits, but we'll just accept the fact that EA don't know how to code a game correctly.
When this F1 game came out, as you know, I like me F2s. Well,
Yeah.
when this new game come out, I thought I'm going to do really good this year in the F2 because I was doing, I was up there on the TT time and everything, and the few five lappers we did, did all right. Then they did the first patch, and I've never been right since.
It's just not been an enjoyable experience again. And they promise us on F125 more broadcasting tools, more broadcasting cameras, and all this stuff. But do you know they only added this overhead shot, right? Has been in the game for years. The only thing they added, which I think yes is pretty decent, is this low angle shot. This
Hang
low
on,
angle
you're
pan
only
shot.
getting overhead shots because of the international paddock.
Yeah,
Helicopter.
we only get those is because the helicopter's still flying in the fucking air right now. We've got
Oh,
a badass pilot flying it.
can't see light because of the mist, but
No, but this is the thing. We, I don't know how to word this, but we're sort of done with this game.
uh,
We're done with
well,
the developer. We don't want to associate with them anymore. We're,
I'll let you know into a secret, right?
hmm,
SRC bought a helicopter from Sky Sports, and we're putting Julie and Mitch's girlfriend through the pilot license. Then we don't have to pay to hire a pilot. So
oh right, fair enough. Well, you're paying for their license, which is like 10 grand a
yeah,
piece.
well, Mitch is doing it through his business, so it'll cost nothing.
Ah right, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Tax dodge, tax dodge.
I don't know. I fell out with this game a long time ago, and I'm
Yeah,
proud of
you
it
did.
because
You did.
it is the same shit. It is the same shit, just repackaged every year,
Yeah, just going to say that same shit, different package.
and I'm kind of like done with it. I I don't know if I can live for disappointment anymore in this sort of environment. I'm
Here's a
I'm
question for Sophie. Right, I've not seen. A lot of people. A lot of people have moaned about F124. I know Phil isn't a moaner.
no.
What's Phil's thoughts on F124? Carry on, Andrew. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, I this game has made me fall in love with commentary and then fall right back out of it again. I can't I can't do that anymore. You know, I have fallen out of love with this game and what it entails. I love the people. You guys are fantastic. I'm just at a point now where do I want to continue commentary? Do I
There's
want
only
to?
another 7 weeks.
You know, do I actually want to commit any more fucking time to this just for the same shit? And yes, I never did it for any recognition. We created
Yes,
a
that
national paddock to make sure that all leagues at least had some form of
uh,
media.
so you think Sophie summed it up there. He finds it all right, but can piss him off at times. I think that's perhaps everybody's thoughts, really.
Yeah, and I think that's true though, because
Yeah.
it's a love-hate relationship you have with a game like this. But yeah, he's still doing races on it, of course.
That's because he's fed up with you and would rather go on a game than speak to you, Sophie.
Oh, you are a horrific person sometimes, Michael.
Yeah,
But I really want to keep going for the sake of old times and keeping this going because I really I really enjoy doing and spending time with you guys, but I think that's also why I'm asking like what you actually want to see because I don't think I will want to buy this game next year or this year. I don't want to.
say Sophie saying she quite likes it. To be honest, I do like the F2s. I really do like the F2s. I don't spend much time on F1s now anymore, but F2, I love the F2.
I'm just a bit. It's gotten very wet out there now, Michael.
It has. It's like a layer of snow now.
I'm just thinking about like what I want to do now. Do I want to, as my own personal entity, myself, me? Do I want to continue on or in F1, or do I want to venture on to do the one thing that I really love, which is endurance racing
Mm.
as a commentator? And I'm starting to think that maybe that's probably where my brain wants me to go. I've always had a passion for endurance racing, and most of you know that I don't really watch F1 anymore. I think I haven't watched a full race in F1 since it would have been Abu Dhabi 2021.
I'm sort of not the same, but I can relate to that. Being a ex-semi-professional footballer, I can't watch football anymore. And as much as you're a motorsports person, it's the same. You can't watch F1 anymore, can you? It's the character's gone out of everything.
Yeah.
The football, the F1 characters. You your bad people, your James Hunts and all them. There's nothing like them anymore, is there?
No, not really.
Your Gascoignes and Vinnie Joneses. There's none of them anymore.
I'm just more. I'm more interested now in. In endurance. I've always been more interested in endurance than I have F1. I
Mm.
think I spent more time over the past 6 years of my life really just enjoying endurance racing for what it is. I witnessed the end of the DPI era, the Daytona prototypes. I have witnessed quite a lot of the LMP1 era from start to finish, from enjoying racing with the cars on Forza Motorsport 4 when I was 8 years, well, I'd have been 10 years old, 12 years old at that time when the game came out. And then on Motorsport 3 as well, I played with the LMP1s. I always thought that they were so, it's like the typical game progression where you finally get to the P1 class and you get to really enjoy them, and because they're fast and they look like spaceships, and they are just a rocket ship everywhere you go. It's where my love for the original Audi R8 TDSI came from, the 2001, essentially the start of the LMP1 regulations.
Is
I
Liam close enough for the movie? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
he's
he?
really
No.
looking for it
Oh, he's trying.
on EXO, but EXO intentionally kept his line
Wow, good.
wide.
Ooh, how's he get his grip there, Liam?
Struggled,
Tremendous grip.
struggled to get the power down coming through there. I think we are actually halfway through this race now, Michael.
Halfway down the stairs.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know, Michael. What's your opinions?
I don't know. Everybody's got opinions, haven't they? Everybody's got different opinions. And I think, as with football, as with lots of sports now, I think money's spoiling it all. Being as that there's no countries got money anymore. Look at the state of United Kingdom at the moment. But these guys, football. I'm not just on about motor car racers, F1 race drivers, or I'm on about all sportsmen. It's like winning the game of golf. You're winning £1.5 million for walking around the frigging field for 3 days. It's money's. I think money's spoiling everything.
Yeah.
I mean, look at darts. Big fat man with a pint in his hand used to win like 250 quid for a world championship. Now the world £2.5 million,
Mm.
and half of them are fitness fanatics.
Yep.
They don't drink beer.
Because they care about their body.
I
Fuck
mean, the
off. It's a pub
snooker.
game.
I watched snooker. Only because Shaggy went on Friday, and I was watching see if I could see him in the crowd. But it's just such a more boring game than snooker.
It's a game that I
Yeah,
used to enjoy actually watching.
yeah. When Alex Higgins and them sort of people, O'Sullivan were in the prime, but
Yeah.
it's just
Big Ronnie.
there's no smiles. Nobody smiles
It's kind of like darts with Phil
unless
Taylor, isn't it?
yeah. You say you had Jockey Wilson, and characters. All right, you've got Thingy now, in the has his hair all different colours and everything. Peter Wright, but I love Littler. I really do love Luke Littler. I think he's ace. But apart from that, it's just
He's emotionless.
nah.
He's an emotionless little lad. And I don't. I don't really. I can't really watch darts in good conscience anymore. I've just kind of fell out of love with a lot of things, but F1 I fell out of love with when the FIA started getting too involved in people's social lives that were
Well,
drivers,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
the fact that they're not allowed to swear and show emotion. Do you know that the rally drivers have literally just refused comment? Which is a sport that I fucking love. I adore rally driving. And one thing I said to Sarah, like 2 weeks ago, I had this conversation. Sophie, you were here for it, and I said that we should do, like, I want to do these little road trip things. I want to see the world, and most of my ideas were based around motorsport because that's my idea of the world. That's how I want to see the world. So I want to see the world through the eyes of the people that made these things. Came up with the ideas to fucking stand on the edge of a rally stage when a car's flying past on gravel at 150 mile an hour and fucking
Yeah,
scream your heart out because you nearly died.
yeah.
That to me is something I want to experience because that to me is something that is just incredibly beautiful in its own way. And every driver that does these things, does these sports, they have to be fucking mad.
Yeah. As you know, I used to go everywhere, all over the country and
For
Europe,
motocross,
following
yeah.
motocross. And that the beginning of a race when there's 40 bikes lined up on the start line, all revving, and Els Bells is playing in the background with ACDC.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm backing extra up. And I would think the only sport that you could um, match that to is rally driving when they're going, like you say, over gravel.
Sorry,
Oh,
just watched Jelly just nearly kill himself.
I think Jelly's getting quite a few penalties at the moment.
Yeah, he's
But
struggling to
I
keep
don't
corners right.
think any sport will give you the hair on the back of your neck syndrome as a rally car going past you on gravel, perhaps a bit of a jump as well. That engine
Jump
is
over a
revving out.
corner. Jump.
Uh,
It's it's those fucking
it's got to
five
be. It's
right
got.
over fucking crest. Or sorry, five left over crest jump. Phil Collins calling the fucking pace notes in your head as you're watching these guys. Sometimes
Jelly's
I
out.
mute the commentators sometimes in my
Jelly's out.
head and I listen. Oh, he's killed himself, is he? Oh, he's went in the pits. Went in the pits. I don't blame him. His car was all over the place, Michael.
It was. I think he was on 15 seconds of penalties as well.
Yeah, and his car's going to come out the track as well.
Who's that Mercedes or Kenny's Ghost struggling as well? He's here,
The
there, and
track is
everywhere.
definitely
Kenny.
not set up for wet weather. Say that much. But like, I want to say this because like I just enjoy rally driving. I mute I right. I love commentary. I love listening to Beck Williams and all of that, and their commentary is so insightful because they've been in the sport for so long. It's just like when I listen to John Hindhow on IMSA radio and also at Le Mans, and I listen to him. I listen to his commentary, his insightfulness. He's been around the block for so many years. He knows so many people. He's got so much knowledge. I fucking soak that up. I'm like I'm a wet sponge to that shit. I just fucking take it in. Grit, gravel, fucking everything. Throw me somewhere. I don't care. I just fucking take it all in, man. I love it. And when I listen to like my favorite commentator of all time is John Hindhow. I will always say
Yeah,
that. He
yeah,
is,
yeah, yeah.
to me, he is the voice of Le Mans. He is the voice of Daytona. He is the voice that I wake up to when it comes to commentary. I live and I swear by his words of wisdom. If I had all the money in the world, I would not care about the money until I met that man and sat in a room with him for an hour. I
If I was
fucking
doing
wouldn't care.
comms with him, I wouldn't want paying.
I wouldn't. I would do it all for free. I'd pay
Yeah.
for my own travel, just to experience, to be next to him, to see the way that he does things, the way that he compiles the information, the way that he comes up with these witty things to say. He's just and Johnny Palmer as well. He's fucking great. Okay, he's an ex fucking F1 driver, but loves endurance racing with all his heart, has known John for fucking years, and just they have so much banter in there. I fucking think that's awesome, and I just can't. I can't see a life with me watching endurance racing without listening to John, right? But see, when it comes to cars in general, I don't know if you're like me like this, because I have sent you a couple of reels of some
Yeah, 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 man.
car
Yeah, it's
noises.
yeah, yeah,
I'm an audiophile. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
I can't not sit there. Sarah sees it. Like, I can be the most stressed man in the world, ready to kill someone, ready to fucking lose my shit. All I need to hear is a car engine that I fucking love. All I need to hear is a car that I love. I sometimes, to get to sleep at night, I do, if I'm having an incredibly tough time, if I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling like the whole world's crumbling on top of my head, um, I will just put on some onboard footage from Daytona, Le Mans, and just listen to the car. And I sometimes picture myself there, standing, listening to that car, or sitting in the passenger seat of that car, sometimes even driving it,
Ooh.
just feeling it, feeling the emotion it gives you. It's kind of like what people say about music. They put it in their ears and they listen and they feel the emotion run through them. For me, it's like listening to the Porsche RSR, the 2018 RSR, the LMGT. I can't not sit there and listen to that car. And
Mm.
then the V8 Cadillac, the Corvettes, these cars, just such beautiful noise, such beautiful engines, and then on top of that, fantastic design, physical presence, beauty combined with aerodynamic greatness, all put together in these cars to make some of the most beautiful, overwhelming, jaw-dropping cars. And Sarah doesn't have to get it. She doesn't. Like, she doesn't get it, really. She's not a car person. But she knows how happy it makes me feel. So she
Big
accepts it.
difference. Big difference between cars and sheep.
Yes, big difference. But, like, Sarah, like, will sit there and fucking look at clothes to de-stress, and I'm like, well, okay then. Kind of similar. Just an opposite way round. She just looks at clothes, and that makes her happy, but to
Can
me,
I just
it's
mention something
cars.
about sheep?
Yes,
Right. You know, obviously you've been camping, haven't you?
I have at one point in my life.
In a tent. Yeah. Now, when you're camping, there's always a sheep with a bad throat in there. Because when you're just nodding off sleep, you'll hear it, meh, meh, ma, meh, then you'll have a meh.
Sounds like a blue texel, mate.
Yeah.
Blah.
Meh, meh, ma, meh, ah, meh, meh.
Yeah, that is perfect. That's literally what they sound like. But yeah, I don't know, Mike. I don't know how these cars make you feel, but that's my happy place.
I, since I was early teens, I've heavily been into a group called Rush.
Mm,
The three, the three trio from
yeah,
Canada. Now, their music can change my emotion within seconds. If I'm really uptight and in a bad mood, I'll just put an early album of Rush on and problems have gone. And you might think I'm talking shit here, but no. It's I suppose it's like you with your car noises. Takes you off
hmm
on a tangent from life's shit.
it does, and I think that's how powerful these things can be to the human brain. the fact that these things can play with our emotions. And I
Uh,
believe I always stand by the words of Jeremy Clarkson, what he said at the beginning of Forza Motorsport 4 about cars becoming an endangered species. People don't understand us as car
I,
lovers,
you've only got
but
to
they
look
don't
back on
have
that
to
now and to
understand.
see. No, you've only got to look back on that now and to see how right he was.
You do. I watched an edit on Instagram Reels the other day, um, or was it YouTube Shorts? Doesn't make a difference. It was one of those fucking short form bullshits anyway. Um, and I couldn't believe how that made me feel. It made me feel so empowered,
Huh? Yeah,
so strong, but also at the same time so vulnerable,
yeah,
knowing that I'm part of an endangered community of
right.
individuals that just
Liam,
fucking love cars, you know?
I know, I'm sorry for going off on one, but Liam is catching Bird up
He is. He started to find
significantly.
some pace on the dry line. I will say that much. I can
He's gone
imagine there
from
will be. They were going to try and stay out for as long as possible right now, hoping that the rain does stop. 'Cause the rain has started to die off a little bit now.
it's definitely dying off.
But yeah, I mean, I fucking love cars, Mike. Fucking love them. And I mean, I love the technology in F1 cars. I really do. I think they are just some of the most technologically advanced things ever made, and I think we can't deal with it enough. The only thing that really another thing that puts me off about the F1 community, and I don't know if anybody has seen my Twitter over the last week because I lost my fucking shit.
Ooh.
I lost I lost it. Okay. Now, so there was this fucking I'm gonna name her or it. I'm gonna name it Theo because that's their Twitter handle. Um, Brundle speaking on Lewis is crazy when his stats look like this. Commenting on Brundle after comments that Brundle had made saying that Lewis is not struggling as much. He's struggling more than he's saying he is in that new car. Right now, this Theo had made. This is what this person has basically talked about. It goes, I don't buy him struggling, as in quotes to what Brundle has said. She goes, you struggled your whole F1 career. And then goes, hold on. It's all fucking jumbled. It's actually all turned. It's quite funny. Against her because she didn't seem to fucking understand what she was saying, but she tried to attack him more and more and more.
She's picked up on something she's heard,
Yeah,
obviously.
but she's constantly trying to attack this comment as if it's just trying to, yeah, just sort of bringing on the point. So I said, this is my comment anyway, because there was a lot to it. I mean, you can go on my Twitter and you can read what this person had actually said, but this is what I said in my reply to this comment. I said, kind of amateur commentaries like this tweet. Comment on the work of someone who's actually raced on the F1 grid. Have you? Leave commentators
Mm-hmm.
alone, they're only doing their job. To which
Mm-hmm.
then I continued by, just essentially continuing on. I said this tweet, and in quotations, or sorry, in ellipsis, and comments are exactly why we as commentators can't say a thing. The utter definition of ignorance and disregard to how hard our job actually is. Do your research before you type. I will create a weak thread for you all to read.
Good lad.
So, this is what I stated. I said, so from my stance, I find it rather distasteful to comment on some. Hold on. That's the fucking wrong side. It says, all you need to do is to read the comments to understand the cancel culture surrounding racing these days. It's frustrating that the only thing that anyone can say is negatives, and that's all people care about. People are good at pointing out negative comments and be amateur journalists that they think that an opinion backed by a shaky fact is evidence to call someone out on the hopes they never have to hear their voice on comms again. The premise of which this comment is based is over a collection of comments made over a number of years, and is rather shaky considering that Brundle has been on comms for at least double the amount of years since this individual has been watching F1, and also others that have commented.
Yeah.
There was also comments providing towards Crofty. This is where I comment on this. And I say, Crofty is someone who's never raced, but yet has been a staple in the F1 paddock for years. Brundle has raced, and while he wasn't Ayrton Senna, he got to F1, something that thousands have tried and failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something to also note is that Brundle is a commentator, which also means he is a person. So is said person making this amateur commentary on Brundle. This means that while you have made your opinion known, he is also allowed to do this. Every commentator gives an opinion, as it's part of the job they get paid for. While you don't have to agree with it, it doesn't mean you have to attempt to cancel him over an opinion. What if his opinion was actually fact? Would you pass comment then?
No.
So from my stance, I find it rather distasteful to comment on something like this just because you don't like what he said.
Three-way battle for fourth.
He's trying to be fair and give an opinion. It's not biased if he is trying to do his job.
Yeah. Liam's just picked up a penalty, and there's a 3-car battle for fourth.
Yeah, Liam is really putting a lot of pressure on Bird right now as that rain has started to properly disappear. Track starting to dry up a bit in certain areas as he actually makes contact to the back of Bird's car, throwing his car in, hoping it'll stick. Not seeming to do just that yet. Track's still a bit damp in places. Flat 40 out of 71 now.
I got to echo your comments on, was it Twitter?
Yes, yeah.
Well said, well said, my friend. Well said.
Down the inside line into turn 1. No DRS needed. All you need is hopes and dreams. And it seems to be Liam Hardman's hopes and dreams have come true. He's managed to get past. Yeah,
we're going to get a same, I think, going down start finish straight now with Scar, Captain Morgan and All Gold. There's going to be an overtake, I'm pretty sure here. I might be wrong though, but it's close. Here comes Captain. No, he's not close enough.
But yeah, I'll just continue on what I was saying.
Yeah, go on. Yeah,
got
go on.
Rudely interrupted by an epic battle of the ages. I think, the whole culture surrounding F1 now is one of which people think they know more than the other person sitting next to them, rather than just enjoying the sport for what it is. And the power of social media has given people this false sense of ego, at which they have the right to comment just because they have a couple of thousand Twitter fans because they're Lewis Hamilton, anti-Verstappen,
do you know, Andrew, really?
They're LGBTQ plus millionaires or whatever the fuck they want to be. Well, it doesn't fucking fill me with confidence.
Don't start me off. Don't start me off.
It doesn't fill me with confidence anymore that people can make informed decisions about whether what their comments are saying is actually valid. I think people just open their mouth and hope that their comment sticks. It's like throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks. And I think that's...
A lot of them are opening their mouths hoping that somebody will agree with them.
Yeah. Someone actually put a comment in saying, look, just a funny comment, Drive to Survive fan spotted, opinion rejected. And she goes, I've never watched Drive to Survive in a day of my life. And I'm like, I'm sure you haven't. Sure you haven't, but, your comments are very much of somebody who is misinformed and someone who generally just wants to open their mouth for the sake of it.
Isn't that general life, though? Not just F1, it's everything.
Trying to go for the move.
Everybody's got opinions on everything nowadays.
Yeah, because people are given the power to make an opinion. And I'm not saying be a fucking communist and nobody's allowed to speak property as theft and all this shit. But what I'm saying is, understand when your fucking opinion is valid,
Yeah.
and understand when your opinion is unwanted. Your
Oh,
opinion in
yes.
that situation, VO, was completely unorthodox, and others will probably agree with me that just because you didn't want to respond to your own, the fucking mess that you made, doesn't make you any less of a person. If anything, it makes you more of a fucking cat than anything else. Because cats,
Mm.
when they get scared, they fucking run. That's what you did. Alright? Honestly, make a fucking blind comment like that again, and let's see how many people you piss off. Because that's obviously what she wanted. She wanted the reaction.
Yeah.
She
And
wanted
that's
to make her
not.
opinion known, but at the same time, she generally also wanted to be a considerably pissy individual because she could. And I don't think
And
there's enough evidence to support that what she said is actually fact, nor fiction. I think what she stated is that because she took a quote from what Brundle said, that means that instantly should become fact, just because he said it, and that now he hates Hamilton, and he's hated Hamilton for 12 seasons of his existence, and that Brundle absolutely despises British racing
uh,
drivers because they're not him. All this
yeah,
stuff doesn't make any
the
difference.
DRS has been enabled,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say.
the thing is, Andrew, right? And I forgot what I was going to say now. Fucking hell. There's a lot of opinionated people nowadays sat behind a keyboard,
Keyboard warriors.
and they'll say what they want because nobody knows where they are.
I just don't like the way that, you know, like, we all have opinions, okay? And normally, I just blurt my opinions out. That's why I love Sundays, because I get to fucking just say whatever the fuck I want. It's a completely uncensored piece of kit, and here we go. A lot of people coming into pits now. That looks like Scartrix is in. Exo has decided to come out of the pits now. He's on medium tyres. Others staying out on their intermediates. Bit of graining going on early on in this leg, but I can imagine we're going to start seeing some tyres coming around pretty quickly. It's quite warm here. I think it's about
I'm
35-degree air temp.
just gonna get a drink. Just bear
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me one moment.
But yeah, chat, I mean, I would, listen, we're all human, and we all have our opinions, but what do you guys think? Do you feel like your opinion should always be heard, no matter what the opinion is? Or do you actually think before you speak, or think before you type in this instance? Do you understand the situations that people find themselves in? Liam Hardman getting a 10-second penalty for collision with Kenny? Blue? Kenny's in the pits now. There was a bit of contact coming into the pit lane there. So it does look like there was some contact made from Liam Hardman's point of view. He actually has damage to his front right end plate. There is very limited thing that he can do now. He's just going to have to try and see out as much of this race as possible with damaged aerodynamics on a track that relies so heavily on them. So, yeah, I can imagine that's going to be a painful end to his race. 10 seconds plus that. I can imagine there's going to be some problems for him. Bird only 8 temps behind. Fresher, warmer, medium tyres. And there you go. It does look like his tyres have started to warm up reasonably well now for Bird. There's a bit of tyre glitching going on though. I don't know if you're seeing that, chat. Yeah, just magically going through corners and the tyre is existing. But yeah, I can't stand to see commentators be spoken to like that. I thought it was, as I stated on my comments, a distasteful and rather amateur commentary of what was actually going on. But yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll catch you later, Sophie. It's nice to see you again. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit taken aback when I see comments like that. I sometimes I do get heated myself when I see them. I end up cooking. You know me. Chat, you fucking know me. I cook. I do cook, okay? I just fucking hate seeing commentators, those that are incredibly well renowned, such as Brundle, be fucking taken off, to be commented on like that, with very limited and rather what the kids would say based facts. And it's so shit and fucking wrong. It just has no place. So yeah, I don't know. It pisses me the fuck off. Rather see people like that try out journalism for themselves and see how far they get with that attitude. I think we'll see where they end up. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Michael will be back soon, but we got a bit of racing happening right now. Bird gonna have the DRS now on Liam Harmon down the main straight. He may be actually close enough to make a move. He's gonna go down the outside line, going into turn 1. Gets that move done and dusted. There is damage to Liam's car, however, so it's gonna be a little bit of a rough ride for him towards the end of the race. He's got 8.7 seconds, plus that 10 seconds to try and gain and keep to EXO. So right now, if he wants to maintain any sort of distance, he's got to think about it now, and EXO's not going to let that happen. So I can imagine he is going to drop a couple of places. We are getting very close to the end of this race. All gold. Just sticking behind his teammate at the moment.
Have I missed out?
Well, you actually did. Liam Harmon crashed into the back of Kenny's Ghost going into the pit and has cost himself 10-second time penalty plus damage to his front right wing. So that's not ideal. Not ideal for him. He's going to struggle now towards the end. EXO's already catching, so.
And Scar's picked up a penalty.
Yeah, he picked that up while we were chatting. Just the wet weather does weird things to cars, as you know. But yeah, I've had my wee rant about that now. Kind of feel a tiny bit better that I aired that in front of people before people
Sophie's
seem
gone.
to think that I'm a rather I wished her well. I said bye bye. I did.
Does you good get a rant off?
Yeah. Oh fuck, man. Honestly, I nearly lost my head the other night. I nearly did. I finished typing that and I went straight onto YouTube Shorts to find not F1 content, Porsche content. just to listen to a Porsche for. I actually did that as well. Sarah can attest to that. I literally went onto I think it was Instagram to try and find the sound of an ESR running for 2.5 minutes around Le Mans. I was just like, I'm fuming. I'll kill someone if I don't do this. But that sort of, you can understand because you're a commentator as well, Mike. How that would incredibly piss you off.
It's a lot of it is ignorance. Well, 99.9% of it's the way the world, everything that's going on in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
It's
not just that.
pathetic.
In America as well, they seem to think that there's an opinion for everything that should be shared because their opinion is better shared than not. But sure, your opinion worked, but pissed more people off than good. So congratulations, you shared your opinion. I think the example that I tried to make out of that person was that if you were in that position and you were doing commentary, would you do a better job?
No.
Would you find
you're right.
Why don't you fill 3 hours of airtime? Brundle gets paid for opinion. That's what commentators do. We get paid for insightful opinion.
Yeah.
We comment on things. And in the standards of the Oxford Dictionary, and I think it's even in, what is it, the Harvard Dictionary or Stanford Dictionary or whatever the fuck they've got in America, written that a comment is normally a opinionated statement from one individual. Okay? I mean, hold on. Let's get ChatGPT. Been
Yeah.
using a lot of ChatGPT recently. Kind of addicted to it. Let's listen. I don't want to log in. I don't want you stealing my data. Because, let's face it, stole my data, it would create a super soldier. Right. What is the definition of a comment? ChatGPT says, a comment is a remark, a note, or an explanation added to give feedback, clarification, or opinion about something. In different contexts, it can mean in conversation or writing, a spoken or written remark expressing an opinion or reaction, in programming, a line or block of text in code that is not executed, used to explain what the code does. So, we take that in context of conversation or writing, a spoken or written remark expressing an opinion or a reaction. Can we just clarify that? Yeah. I mean, Michael, 9 times out of 10, the shit that we say, unless it's not factual information that we've actually stated as factual, because we've got the evidence of it.
Yeah.
Right? What do we say? Is it comment? Opinion? Statement? What do we say? All of the above.
Exactly. So there's no non-specific. Everything. It's all of the above, like you say. Yeah.
How boring would this race be right now? Forgetting all our rants and all our problems of the world.
You couldn't commentate on a race like this now. In that respect, you've got to fill them gaps in with Andrew rants or Michael Bird facts or whatever.
Yeah.
You've got to fill them gaps in because this race is just a gap.
And I mean, you talk about F1. You talk about the F1 racing in general. I don't think people actually understand what we do.
It's like I say, it's ignorance. Ignorance is a lot.
Yeah. We get paid to give an opinion.
Some do.
Yeah, some do. Maybe not us, but our opinion is valuable to some. And that's why you get paid for it.
And it's like F1 commentators and I suppose horse racing commentators and that. Anything that the stewards or whatever get involved with, we play no part in that. They don't use our comments.
No, we carry no weight.
It's our opinions. That's what it's not.
We're not a grand marshal. We don't decide.
We can't speak for everybody else that's either listening or watching or whatever. That's just what we see, what we think we see.
Well, a good example is that right now. The in-game stewards right now decided that Liam Hardman should be given a 10-second time penalty for barreling into the back of Kenny's Ghost at the start of the pit lane.
Yeah.
The game decided that, wasn't us. We just have to accept that the game.
Would you have given him a 10-second penalty for that though? I wouldn't have done.
I wouldn't have given 10, depending on the damage he's caused. Now, if Kenny's Ghost has lost significant time and positions, which I actually think he might have. I think he does have damage to his wing because of it. Then maybe a 10-second penalty would have been sufficient.
I think all penalties should go to the stewards, not the game.
There should be a way to turn off in-game penalties.
Well, there is. There is, isn't there?
Because I don't want, honestly, don't get me wrong, there is certain things that, maybe we could have, but I think the ability to have a marshal,
yes,
or a grand marshal, or head steward, watching the
Yeah.
race and being able to decide whether somebody, the game's handed out a 10-second time penalty. Was it
Yeah.
really warranted there and then? Probably not. So we'll remove that penalty just now, and then we'll review it after the race.
Yeah.
Things like that. Things that would, benefit leagues.
But
Having the
if
ability to remove those
you're
things.
driving a car, Andrew, right, you're mid-race, and then he comes through on your radio, oh, you've been given a 10-second time penalty. That is not what you want to hear when you are racing at 200 mile an hour. Deal with it after. Sort it out after.
Yeah. It's not even so much that. It's kind of like, how do I even say it, Mike? I think it's the complete and utter ignorance of the developers to actually listen to the biggest part of their community, which is league racing.
Yep. Yeah.
The only thing that keeps this game alive is online league racing. People every year, they buy this game because they want to league race.
Yeah.
So
not to pass an hour or two a week.
No, because
to race.
To race.
Yeah.
They want to just enjoy it. They want to be with people that are like-minded individuals that race their car around the track.
And what you've got to remember as well, as bad as this game is at the moment, it helped a majority of the population to get through COVID. That's where the majority of the league started, wasn't it?
Oh, 100%.
When COVID.
ERC started during COVID.
Yeah.
The only league right now that we have in the ERC, sorry, not the ERC, the International Paddock roster is RFL. That has a history prior to COVID.
Yeah.
The only league that we commentate on that's
250th league race coming up soon. We are down to single digits laps remaining, Andrew.
We are. Races started to go a bit quicker now that the rain has disappeared. And I will say All Gold is looking for a move on Scartrix right now.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm just sort of done with this shite. Fucking F1 and their community crap that they don't listen to, and then they ask for feedback, and the feedback that they get they don't listen to. So it's kind of like it's a dead game. I'm not paying 90 quid for this game coming out. I'm not doing it. I think I'm done with F1 commentary. I don't know what that'll mean for International Paddock. I think we're going to have to really look at what we're really thinking about doing. But I think a lot of us are in the same position. I think F1 and its EA and their lack of care.
There's All Gold.
Yeah, got that one done nice and easy. Yeah, F1 and their lack of attention to the community has led to a rather distasteful feeling about why I'm not going to spend 90 quid and why probably you shouldn't either. Just talking as general consumers, not just you, Mike.
No.
I think if you want to make them hurt, make them realise that just because they can get away with making a half-baked finished game every year and charge you AAA prices for it because it's got the F1 title on it.
Yeah.
Think again. Go and play Assetto Corsa 2. Go and play another title. Something that the community actually has an impact in how the game operates. Kunos are probably one of the best developers actually listening to their community. They have really done so much for sim racing, for leagues and the community surrounding leagues. I think you can't go wrong with it. You know, I will spend 30 quid on Assetto Corsa 2. I am going to, or Assetto Corsa Evo. I'm just waiting till I get paid tomorrow. And I'm gonna buy it because I'm liking what I'm seeing now. The game came out earlier this year, and I've been watching development and watching what's being added, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck it, I want this game. I want this simulator. I want to drive cars again. I want to enjoy it. I'm gonna do some racing with my friends on it, and then I'm gonna start playing Le Mans Ultimate, and you never know, I might do commentary on it. I'm getting to a point right now where I don't see myself enjoying this new F1 iteration. From what I've seen of it, what I've heard of it, the commentator side of it may be good, but I'm kind of waiting for the final bit of information to come out about the game. Might even wait till the beta comes out, the proper beta test, before I pass full comment on whether I will buy the game or not and continue with comms. But right now, I'm kind of not interested. I just kind of don't give a fuck. Kind of want to see EA hurt a little bit.
Getting away with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally agree.
And they always, if you give any fucking real evidence about their game being shit, they give you the same customer service message. We're sorry that you've had a bad experience.
Yeah.
So please contact customer support at this, that, the next thing, and then they don't read it.
Yep.
The most backwards way of thinking. We're in an economy now where we literally talked about opinion mattering, right? And how everyone's opinion carries some sort of weight, right? Then.
But it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's where we're going wrong, because it doesn't.
Not in this game, no. I will never ever see this game as any more than a farce. I'll never see EA as any more than a farce after what they did. They ruined the fucking Battlefield franchise for me. They've fucking ruined the F1 franchise for me. Kind of like, we thought Cody's were shit. We thought Cody's were shit, but this EA iteration has been rather bland and replastered shite.
Yeah, Scar lost 2 positions on the previous lap. He's just regained them.
Yeah, he actually had a wee battle there, and I think he's doing it on purpose, because he knows he's probably going to lose those positions. I think he's deciding he wants a little bit of a race towards the end, which I don't blame him. He's had quite a quiet race.
I think that it might be a bit too late now, but Liam Hardman has got 16 seconds.
Yeah,
penalties.
I think he might hold on to third here.
Yeah.
Michael, I really need a fucking piss, and I don't know why.
Do you want to go and have one, Andrew? Do you want me to give you permission to go?
Yeah, please do, Michael. Do I have your permission to go for a piss?
Hurry up, though, because there's only 3 laps left.
Right, I will be back. Oh, if I can get up on my fucking seat.
Don't forget to mute your mic. We don't want to hear all the splashing. Anyway, we're on board with Mr. Liam Hardman. We've got a yellow flag just popped up, and it's gone out again. But see, Andrew's put us on Liam. He's in nowhere land at the moment. He's 4.5 seconds behind Exo in P2 and 27 seconds ahead of Scar in P4. Liam's carrying 16 seconds of penalties, and Phil Scar 6 is carrying 3. So he needed to be within 30 seconds of Liam Scar to inherit the final place on the podium, but unfortunately we've only got 2 laps left, and I think that is even out of Phil's hands. He's definitely pulled away from Captain Morgan and Allgold, who was battling with a couple of laps ago, already 2.5 seconds ahead of Captain Morgan in P5, and chasing down that gap between himself and Liam, who we are on board with. Liam, no, that's Exo. Exo we're on board with. Exo currently in P2, 9 seconds behind.
I'm back.
The race leader, Bird, and Andrew's back. He's had his sit-down wee.
Oh, it was a good piss.
Was that an enjoyable one?
Yeah. What the hell's happened to my fucking screen? It's sitting at a weird angle. There's no racing going on. What's happening? It's the second last lap. Come on, boys. Give me some racing to enjoy towards the end.
Yes. Come on. Let's be having you.
Let's be having ya.
Doobie doobie doobie.
Ruby. Are you gonna do me? Whoa.
Ooh.
A dying whale. Well, if Liam magically picks up another 10 seconds, not only will he kind of be disqualified, Scartrix will get the position.
Not much going on at all, is there?
It's rather bland right now, isn't it, Michael?
Rather.
We need some full grid racing. Those that
We
have
do.
decided to not fucking race, what's your fucking reason? Just because you hate F1 doesn't mean you don't have the ability to race. Get in here and race next week. I do not give a fuck about your opinion.
He doesn't care one iota, do you? Not long to go now, anyway. We'll see me there. We're on the last lap. The leaders are on the last lap.
In all fairness, it actually has been a really decent race. There has been some good racing at points. That rain again seems to have appeared in sort of. Do you know racing rain has appeared in every race that I've commentated on this fucking season? Like, it's either started rain at the start of the race, or it's rained after the first few laps, or it's rained in the middle of the race. I don't think I've had a clean, dry race yet this season. I've commentated out of what? I've commentated 6 out of the 8 races.
Yeah.
This season.
Yeah.
And every single one's had some fucking rain in it.
You are the rain god, Andrew.
Don't say that.
Here we come. 2 more corners to go.
Bird with
Fireworks
a
are going
dominant
off.
display on the last few laps. Getting past a damaged Liam Hardman to get to the finish line before him. He is the winner here in Mexico City. EXO now looking to come across the line in P2. Liam Hardman to take the final corner also right now as he takes the line in P3. You can tell he's rather pissed off.
Yes.
About his race.
Certainly. Lost a lot of ground to Bird tonight, as Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Scartrix now going to cross the line in P4. Not the race he was looking for today. Cap Morgan, who actually did very well today. He actually finishes P4 on their all goal, deciding to try and go for a fastest lap attempt at the end of the race. I think he did actually pick up fastest lap on that last lap, I believe. But he is going to be the last to cross the line to finish today's race here in Mexico City. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that was round 8 here in ERC Masters. I couldn't hold that cough in any longer, it was coming out. We're just going to get the results right now, fire them up on the screen hopefully, if the bloody game would load.
Come on, there you go.
I'm still waiting. Still waiting. Still waiting.
I've got them. Do you want me to go through them?
Yeah, fire through them, Michael.
Right, we have got in P1, Bird in Aston Martin with EXO, P2 in McLaren. Liam Harmon was third and the final place in the podium in the Cash App. Fourth was Captain Morgan. Fifth, Scartrix. Sixth was All Gold with the fastest lap as well. Seventh was Inside. And then we had PDMB. Smugit, after a brilliant start, dropped down the grid and finished ninth. Kenny's Ghost 10. Then we had Jelly and Tiny, who unfortunately DNF'd. The game has given All Gold the driver of the day. I would, not distributing that one, but I'd like to mention XRT Inside. I don't know if you're aware, Andrew, he's had a bit of a hectic, emotional week since Wednesday in the managers, where he was unfortunately part of an incident that went on track, which I'm not going to mention. And I think for him to finish seventh tonight with clean racing points, he has certainly showed great maturity in his results tonight. So,
great job. Great job. I'm glad to hear it. I'm going to give my driver of the day today to Bird. I think he showed, when you talk about racing skill and ability to just get your head down when, shit gets tough. Bird was the epitome of that today. Thrived in both wet and dry conditions at high altitude, so I think, nobody can dispute the race win and driver of the day from myself to him. So great job today, guys. Right, Michael, tell us what's happening. Tell us what's happening this week on International Paddock.
This week on International Paddock, we have tomorrow night DRS round 3 of their season at Portugal. Then the managers round 9 at ERC at Zandvoort on Wednesday. And then we have got UCR on Friday night at Suzuka, round 4. Saturday, don't know what's happening with RFL because we had a race postponed this week. We don't know whether that's going to happen or not. And then Sunday, we got the Masters again with myself and Andrew at Zandvoort.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, rather eventful week as always. It's been a pleasure joining Michael.
Certainly has.
Again. I hope you enjoyed last week with Michael.
Pardon?
I know I couldn't make it, but
no, I enjoyed it.
It's been a rather good experience being back with you guys.